This is your AP Government video on party affiliation. Party affiliation is for people who identify as a major political party. So if you are registered as a Republican or a Democrat, that would be your party affiliation. People who do not want to associate with any one party are people who we refer to as independents. That means you don't want to affiliate with any party, but that does not mean that the independents are moderate. Some people who are very liberal or very conservative just don't want to be part of one of the parties, and therefore they're either a right-leaning or left-leaning independent. But party affiliation, for those people who do want to register and vote as a political party member, that is going to be the strongest factor on how you will vote. So people that are registered as Republicans are far more likely to vote for Republican candidates than people that are registered as Democrats, and even more likely to vote for Republicans than people that are moderate or independent. So there have been increasing trends. Starting in the 1960s, we started to see party affiliation drop off, and a lot of people started not wanting to affiliate with the parties. They started to register as independents and kind of distance themselves from parties. Part of that can be some of the conflict in the 60s and early 70s with things like the Watergate situation. But in the last several election cycles, 2016, 2020, we saw party affiliation being really strong and people starting to vote very consistently for one party. Some of the things that we're seeing in very modern times are more candidate-centered campaigns. People are voting for the person more than the party. So there are a lot of people who, let's say, really liked Barack Obama or Donald Trump, and they never voted before, but because they really liked that candidate, they decided to suddenly be involved in politics. Even if that candidate was not a traditional Democrat or Republican, they're voting for the person because they like that particular person. We're also seeing a rise of split ticket voting. This means that on the one ballot, people vote for both Republicans and Democrats. And that is a trend that has maintained. Most people do not go down the ballot and only vote for people of one party. Oftentimes they split ticket. Remember that most voters are far more moderate than candidates would like you to be, or that the media would like you to be. We're also seeing a decline of straight ticket voting, although in the 2020 election, straight ticket voting became more popular. Now that could be just a deviating election, some type of reaction to the Trump presidency from 2016 to 2020, or it could be some type of new realigning type election where we will see people straight ticket vote for either all Republicans or all Democrats in the future. And we're seeing a lot of people register as independents. The parties have been affiliated with lots of scandal over the years. The parties are certainly far more liberal and conservative than the average person. So if you like to be a moderate and you like to split ticket vote, then you might prefer to be identified as an independent. Now, it is true that most people who are independent are not truly moderate. They tend to lean either to the right or to the left. And people that identify themselves as independent tend to be younger voters. They also tend to have more education than an average voter. Most of them tend to be college educated and make higher incomes than average voters. All right, go ahead and get out your active learning page. We are going to do active learning number 4. Now, the first thing I want you to do is define voter turnout, and then we're going to look at a chart. For the charts, like we do for all of them, I want you to determine what the primary message of the chart is telling us. So interpret that data in kind of one sentence. And then for part C, I want you to pick out details from the chart that you could describe or explain